DNA is due June 30th, and that's postmarked, and it is important to be aware of that date. In order to show at the Aksarben Stock Show, there are two things that must happen. One, you have to order DNA and have that submitted, and like I said earlier, it must be submitted postmarked by June 30th. Along with that, in order to show at the Aksarben Stock Show, there is a second process that needs to happen, which is entering the animal. So two things need to occur. One, DNA must be submitted, and that must be within our library. And then when you go back to enter, you also need to send in an entry, which pay attention to our Aksarben Stock Show website and our Facebook to look when them due dates will occur. Some new things that are happening this year for the Aksarben Stock Show, which we have not happened in the past, is DNA must be pulled on all breeding animals and also feeder calves as well. So this year, all requirements for DNA submission in order to be showed and entered are for beef, sheep, goats, and swine are all breeding, market, and feeder calves. So the reason why we are allowing or needing DNA for breeding and feeder calves is to allow for substitutions. Historically, we were unable to have substitutions for breeding animals and feeder calves. Using DNA this year allows exhibitors to do that. We do have some requests from our Aksarben Stock Show manager, Abby Parker. She was new to our team this year, and as she's getting DNA envelopes in, she's noticing that some of the handwriting and legible as far as the ear tag numbers are sometimes hard to read. That's really important that the ear tag numbers are written out very clearly, so when we come back and we check these envelopes that we can validate and make sure that ear tag matches to what we pulled at the show. So please, when you're filling out these envelopes, please make sure that the number is legible. Also, when you're pulling DNA, for those that have not done it in the past, make sure when you pull that hair, take a look at the bottom of that hair and that you see little white roots. That is where we can actually validate, and that is an accurate sample for DNA hair. If you go in and just cut the hair, that is unacceptable. So when we come back and we take samples during the show, we need to make sure that we have them roots. In conclusion, there's three things I'd really like exhibitors to remember. One, the deadline is June 30th, and that is only for DNA submission only. That is not an entry. Please remember that that is not an entry. You need to send in DNA, and then entries are in August. The second thing is what's new this year is you must submit DNA on all breeding animals and feeder calves. Broilers do not require a DNA up front. We will do a DNA later on for the champions. And three, in order to order DNA envelopes, you can go to aksarbenstockshow.com, look at the DNA tab that's on top side of the website, and you'll see a place there you can hit and order as many envelopes that you would like. We look forward to seeing you at the 2023 Aksarben Stock Show.